And that's the thing. I mean, I think, look, we can have a giggle about it now, but I actually remember feeling quite panicked. I don't know how you felt, but I felt like, is this the start of Alzheimer's or something?
Yes,
Because it
it
was
happened
just
to me.
so unusual.
Unusual, and because my grandfather had Alzheimer's at the time. He died 6 years ago, and my dad had had a near stroke and had a bit of dementia. So I was wondering, am I sliding into? And these are two very intelligent men that have lived full academic lives. So them forgetting things. I mean, my dad would forget where he parked his car, but
Yeah.
he would remember the most complicated chemical reactions.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and it all happened at the same time when I was going through all this, and I'm like, am I next? Is this what's happening to me?
I know, and I think it's a very real fear because for me, my aunt, my father's sister, had Alzheimer's, and she also passed away from it. And so, and I remember sort of especially in those the earlier years, I remember when she first started, how foggy her brain was, but then also the later years before she passed away, what it was like for her. And so for me, that was the immediate fear, was like, I'm getting early onset of Alzheimer's, because I was 47, I think, when I started. And that brain fog was something, that frightened me. Where are you in the big change now? What's been going on for you in the past couple of years? And the other thing I want to ask you about, sort of, it's a twofold question, is was there other changes, as in you starting to get clear that you wanted to do different things? Is it a time that triggered some of your purpose and your passions, do you think?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
the first 3 years, up until I was 43, 44, the periods were gradually disappearing, and that wasn't a problem for me. But I now realize that my energy level was dropping.
Yeah.
And prior to that, I was always busy. I was always doing different things, volunteering in two different organizations, doing, But I think the number one for me was the insomnia.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah, the insomnia was number one for me. And usually I go to bed at 8:30 p.m., wake up at 3:30 in the morning. But sometimes I'll just sleep for 2 hours and then nothing.
yeah. Yeah.
Look at the clock, it's
Yeah.
12 midnight. Eternity passes. I look again and it's 12:05.
Oh my God. It's like you talking in my world as well. That
Mhm.
insomnia. I mean, look, I have a friend who was in the British SAS, and he told me about the torture tactics the training for torture tactics, and sleep deprivation was one of the keys.
Mhm.
And he said they had to go through sleep deprivation for them to be able to withstand any kind of torture tactics.
Right.
And I think insomnia is probably the worst.
It's up there.
Yeah, it
It's
is
up
up
there.
there, man. And so tell me about what kind of did you notice within your emotions and the mental spaces that you were starting to think that you wanted to do different things? Or are you still going on a journey where you want to do much of the same? What's kind of changing for you in your career spaces or your lifestyle spaces?
I definitely don't want to do the same. I quit lecturing in the university. That was 8 years ago. When I found out, I just said, you know what? I never liked teaching in a university anyway. I loved teaching, but not in the university environment because of the politics.
Yes. Yes,
I
yes.
realized I couldn't things I could stomach before I couldn't.
Yeah.
And it was just as if everything was happening at the same time. I'd just been told, look, you're going into menopause, the sweating, the hot flushes, as if you're being dangled across a fire. And then just when you're about to trying to get cool, it stops,
Yeah.
you know. So I started eliminating things that were irritating me.
Yeah.
One thing I couldn't eliminate was the lack of money.